Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about how to add data inside the table. So if you remember, we create admin table to have a three field ID, username, password, and we did connect using library, external library named SQLite JDBC, and we did this connection. And he gave us successful connection. Now I want to add data inside the database. That means, okay, I have ID, username, password, and the table admins. So you know how to add data using SQL. So I really encourage you to study SQL before complete this section, before study this video. So please, before study this video, go and learn about SQL command and how to run SQL command and what we mean by insert, what we mean by delete, what we mean update. So it will not be something obvious for you if you study this section. So to insert data in the database, so we have to do insert statement in SQL. So how the insert statement work is very basic. If I say add user, I say string for SQL add. Let me suppose this is how the add operation work. So to SQL for add will be in this way. You say insert into the table name. What's the table name? The table name is admins. Did you remember? If you don't remember, I will remember you. This is the table name, admins. What's have to have ID, username, password. I don't care about ID because primary key. I care only by username and password. So you say insert into admins. You open a bracket. You say user underscore name, then password. So you give two field, username and password. So make sure write it in the same way that I'm writing here. If you see insert into admins, you give a username and password. You close the bracket, you say values, then you open the bracket. So you could just go down here and give the username and password whatever data you would like. Let me suppose I would give it there now because the username is string, so it should be between single quotation. Let me suppose the username will be Ahmed and the password will be 1 2 3 4 5. If you see, I just added Ahmed between single quotation and added the password in single quotation, but this is how SQL deal with string. So because the username field is string, password is string, so you have to do this process. For that reason, I really encourage you to study SQL statement because it's just SQL statement. Just you say insert into the table name, you give the two field that you want to insert data, then you give the value for these two fields. Now after you're done, you want to execute this statement on the database. How you execute it is really easy. You say stmt statement, I want to execute it. You say C, the connection that we already created, dot, you say create statement. So I want to execute statement, create statement. So I want to create statement to execute in the database. So then you say, hey, make sure this one should be statement. You have to define it. You say, okay, this one should be statement. You say statement. Here you go. You define, okay, I have a statement. This statement should be SQL. He give you error because you need to give it null before. Oh, you need to add it between try catch. I really prefer you to move it from here and add it inside the connection, because after you create the connection, you would do this process. You say, okay, I have this SQL command. I want to do SQL statement. Then you want to execute the statement. You say smtp.execute update. Okay. Execute. You could say execute update because will do update. So you say execute update. So what the statement that you want to run it? You want to run this statement. So make sure you copy it, paste it here. I just want to make sure if I just type the correct statement, insert into the admins, I give two field, then values, open the bracket. Okay, I have to close the bracket here. Now everything should be cool, and I just give the statement, prepare for run the statement, then execute the statement. Have to run it now. Here you go, it's done. Now if I just go to the database, I have to have the username Ahmed and the password. So if I just go to the database, here you go. If you see, he add this record and he already give it ID. If I just try to run let me suppose Hussein, okay, and I give it this password, save, run again. If I just go back, I have just to refresh to see the data. Maybe I cannot see it. I just want to go close it and no, and just go back to the real database and try to read it, because this is how SQL works, because to work with data that's saved locally. Hey, wait, just close it now. Again, run the statement, connected. Make sure you did not open any connection to the database. Now you run the statement. Now you open the database again. You have to see it. So make sure you close SQL before you run the command. So if you see, I now have Hussein, this one. So now I want to run it again. Close it, go back, right here, Jenna, give her this password, run it, go back again, open the SQL browser. Make sure you close SQL browser, because SQL browser doesn't allow you to modify anything. So if you go back, here you go, Hussein, Jenna, and everything. Now I don't want the process be in this way. I want to be just more professional, allow user to input the username and password, so just process be automatically. I would say yes, adding user. Let me suppose I will do this process. I would say, hey, first of all I say SYS, select process. I would suppose /n1 for add. If he select one, you will do add operation, so /n. Then I would do scanning. So how I do scan, I say, hey, I define scan. How scanner, okay, scan. Oh, hopefully I write the scanner correct way. Is scanner in this way. Oh, yeah, here you go. A scanner. I say reader. Okay, equal a new instance of scanner, and this is gonna take two things, system dot in. Okay, this is just for reading input. I just try to be more professional in my code. So scanner. So then after he read it, I say okay, integer process index equal dot read init, or next integer next init. I'm just reading the value. Then I say, hey, switch case. I'm doing a switch case. So switch statement for process. I just taking the process. So if the process being 1, that's mean he do add. So here I was supposed to add. So next time when I do the delete, you will understand what I mean. Add. So just take the code for add process and move it here. Make sure this one just correctly. Here you go. This is the add process. Again, this one just have a little bit. I don't want to move this one also. This one have to be in the end. Yes, just cover it. I just move only this part. Yeah, this is add process. I'm just adding username. Now I want the username also scanned and password is also scanned. So let me just define two things, two scanner for username. Hopefully I don't want to do it to scanner, but just to avoid any error, to password. So I was suppose, hey, here you go. I would say SYSO, say the username. Then I have to read the username, this username. So I will suppose string user name equal username dot next string, or next line, whatever. The same process for the password. So just copy these two lines and just move it down and say enter. Stop. Say enter password. And this one should be not next. You define as password. Let me suppose password in, user in, because this is scanner. So make sure user in, and this one should be password in, so it could recognize from the string password. So now I have username password already entered. So take username, replace it by this one. So how we replace it? Double quotation, added. So double quotation plus added, then plus, then double quotation. Again for the password, same thing. Remove this one, close it, plus added, plus double quotation. Here you go. Now I think everything should be cool, but I think I just repeat this one 2 times. Just remove it 1 time. Yeah, here we go. Now I think everything is cool. So if I just run it, he will ask me about select the process 1 for add. I will just click 1, enter. He say enter username. I would suppose Hussein. Okay. Let me suppose Hussein Ahmed. Okay. Hopefully it will work. He say enter password. I will say enter this password. Here you go. You have 2 done. But I didn't see any done. And it will not be added because I already opened this one. So make sure to close it. And before close it, when you're done the process, you say SYSO. Record is added just to make our work more professional. Now I just close it SQLite. So now I run it. Add 1 process with the username. I say Hussein Ahmed. Okay, here you go. And the password. This is the password. Here you go. He say record is added. If I just go back here, I have to open it again. Make sure if he already added. I just want to make adding a process from the console. Here you go. This is Hussein Ahmed Talib, and yeah, this is adding. See, some way he will add the record and other ways he will not add. So make sure always when you want to add or want to play with the database, close the SQL browser and rerun it again. So if I run it again, select the process 1 for add. I will select 1. Enter username. I say Leia with the password. Here you go. He say record is added. Here you go. So yeah, if I just go back now, open SQL browser. Here you go, Leia and the password. Here we done, and thank you for watching.